Just having access to the ability to come into alignment with yourself reduces the stress and anxiety of life tenfold, because you feel like every moment you're stepping into something that's true and accurate for you. And a lot of the times the reason why we're anxious about dying is because we feel like we're going to die with something inside of us that hasn't been expressed. And as you express that, and as you learn to express that on a daily basis, it becomes less scary to think about that day when you're not going to be here anymore. So before we kind of like go deeper into the modalities of power, I wanted to give you my baseline philosophy and perspective on life, because this is going to inform how I think about power, how I think about the world, and what I think is important for you to think about. So I believe that you're not your body, you're not your mind, you're an individual spirit learning and evolving through a rigorous training called everyday life. You're an individual unit of collective consciousness that we know exists but cannot name because it's so imperceptible that it escapes language the moment we acknowledge its existence. In other words, your perspective is one frame of reference for the universal consciousness recognizing itself. You're an individual spirit learning and evolving through a rigorous training called everyday life. Now, if you were to think about life and frame life in a way where you saw it as a rigorous training that was devoted to evolving you, wouldn't that become much easier to deal with than thinking of life as something that just bats you around, something that beats you up, something that's out of your control? If you think of your life as a training, and your training is evolving you to a certain point where you will become free and you will become that powerful individual, then it becomes much easier to step into these challenges.